Could ZBCN hypothetically reach the price of 10 cents this year in 2025? I think maybe, even though that's not financial advice. The reason being is because I think this could be a very special year. Not only has ZBCN done pretty well compared to other altcoins, which for the large majority, in my opinion, at least what I've seen, is pretty much doing really bad. But again, ZBCN has done pretty good. However, again, why 2025? Now, here's the thing. It's because if you take a look at it, historically speaking, altcoins, they usually peak as a worst case scenario. Again, historically speaking, around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. Are we even 1 year removed from the last Bitcoin halving event? Absolutely not, because it happened back in April of last year. So again, it's not even a year removed. So 18 months from then is actually October this year. Again, this is more so of a benchmark. There's no guarantee here, but I think this year could be very special. And also, if we take a look at somebody by the name of Charles Hoskinson, who not only is the co-founder of Ethereum, but the founder of Cardano, what does he predict? He predicts that 1 to 2 years from November last year, in a video that he was a part of back then, right? He said that again, 1 to 2 years from then, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere between $250,000 all the way up to $500,000. Now, let's just let that sink in, because if we assume his best case scenario timeline, which is a year, so that's November this year, and worst case scenario price target for Bitcoin, in this make-believe scenario, Bitcoin reaching $250,000 in November of 2025. Could you imagine that? Now, again, this is all speculative, and even though, of course, Charles Hoskinson is predicting Bitcoin, not altcoins, but still, usually when Bitcoin does very well, typically altcoins do go along with the ride. So when I take a look at something like this, man, I think 2025 could be a very special year. Now, only time will tell though. But what am I going to be doing in the meantime? I'm going to still be dollar cost averaging. So anytime I earn income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. And keep in mind as well, when it comes to this year, it could be a lot more special than I think 2021, because in 2021, really, during the peak of that bull run, there was roughly around 300 million crypto owners. Now there's over 600 million, according to Crypto.com research, more than ever before in history. I think this bull run could be a lot more special. Some people like to say that, oh yeah, things are looking so bad as of right now, generally speaking. Well, here's the thing. Back in 2021, around February, around March, did things look boring? Absolutely. But we all know what happened after that. Not too long after that, I should say, right? So when I take a look at something like this, again, I'm not saying I'm going to be 100% correct, but I'm willing to wait and see, because when I take a look at ZBCN, it could be a big narrative. The Zebec network, what is it, right? It's a decentralized infrastructure network for real world value flows. Now, more specifically, when it comes to Zebec, it is focused on something called RWA payments. Now, why is RWA so amazing? We have to take a look at what that acronym stands for. It stands for real world asset. Now, what is this, right? What is an example of something like this? Let me, use this example. RWA tokens, they are digital representations of physical assets on the blockchain. Now, what could these assets be? It could be real estate, for instance. It can be art. It can be commodities. It can be financial instruments like bonds and stocks. I'm just naming a few here, but I think this is very special in my opinion. Now, granted, Zebec isn't the only one that is focused on this. There's actually quite a lot, but still, it's very impressive in a sense that I think that when you take into consideration the community, the passion, the exchange listings, which aren't that bad, I do believe that, again, it's taking sort of this new, presence, I would say, this new vibe, this new aura, because ZBCN, it has a community like a meme coin, but then the fundamentals are fantastic. So I do really like this. Now, let's not forget, allegedly, one of the investors of Zebec is something called Solana Ventures. I mean, we all know how massive that is. You want to know another investor that allegedly they have? It's something called Circle, which is the creator of USDC. And let's not forget as well, when it comes to Zebec, it doesn't end there, because take a look at their partners. Their partners are allegedly something like JP Morgan. I mean, that's insanely massive. Also, take a look at Bank of America, Visa, MasterCard, and many others. I mean, this is very amazing in my opinion. Not to mention, Zebec is allegedly focused on giving individuals, businesses, investors, and teams faster and easier access to funds and tokens. Now, this statement wouldn't really mean too much if it doesn't have the statistics to back it up, but they do actually. So then I think it means something. Take a look at, for instance, right? Zebec, currently, they have around 50,000 monthly users, which is very impressive for a project this size, which isn't necessarily considered massive yet. Not to mention, we take a look at how there's over 200 payroll enterprise clients and its payroll volume is even around $1 billion. So yeah, that's very amazing. Now, let's not forget as well, the market that it's focused on is on the rise because we all know Ripple, aka XRP, and Stellar, aka XLM. They're focused on two amazing markets, much like Zebec, primarily speaking, which is we take a look at the payments market, which is valued at over $2 trillion as we speak, not to mention the global trade and finance market, which is predicted to reach up to $5 trillion in value by 2028, according to something called Mordor Intelligence. So really, when I take a look at something like this is very amazing. And you got to think about how when it comes to Ripple and Stellar, sometimes people are going to get bored of that and they want to find the next big thing. And what could that be? That could hypothetically be something like ZBCN. And when it comes to this space, ZBCN doesn't have that many dynamic competitors. Of course, we know XRP and XLM. It's not going to defeat that. Let's face it. But then really beyond that, it's still kind of up for grabs because there isn't that many dynamic competitors within this space, in my opinion. The reason being was because of the fear and FUD that happened for quite a while for the Ripple and SEC case, or should I say as a result of that. Now people are no longer scared, but then it's a little bit too little too late. There's not that many developers here, but that's actually good news for something like Zebec because now it doesn't have that many good competitors. It could really have this time to shine, or the opportunity to, I would say. And is ZBCN going to the price of 10 cents too much to ask for? I don't think so, because if it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $7.5 billion, which isn't too bad, by the way, right? I mean, we've seen XRP reach even over $100 billion in market cap, even currently. But not to mention, we've seen like Shiba Inu reach around 40 billion and also Dogecoin reach over 80 billion back in 2021. So I'm not saying that ZBCN is going to have these record-breaking figures, and just achieving like a glimpse of them already seems very amazing. I mean, keep in mind, 10 cents is currently over a 50x from here. To be a little bit more specific, it's around a 54x from here. But can you just imagine that, right? Even going to the price of 5 cents, we have the 10 cent prediction. That's already over a 25x from here. I mean, that's kind of really crazy to think about, really. So when I take a look at ZBCN, I think it's a no-brainer pick for me. But again, 2025 reaching the price of 10 cents, it doesn't seem too much to ask for. You know, again, historically speaking, this could be a very special year. Like I mentioned earlier on the video, Zebec, it's on a market, or should I say focus on a market that's on the rise. Not to mention the community is A+. I think this could really be the makings of something special. Now it's just a waiting game. It's a game of patience, but I'm willing to stay patient because I'm willing to wait it out. I'm willing to wait and see because granted, no one has a magic crystal ball to tell the future. But again, I want to hypothetically wait and see if my prediction does become a reality. And I'm not giving up when it comes to ZBCN. It's done pretty good, actually, ever since I started talking about it. But I think better days are ahead. And I think the future is still very bright, especially with, again, a bull run potentially being this amazing. I get it. It hasn't been doing the best. Very hard to believe that it could even do good in the future. But in my opinion, the market is taking a breather. It's only normal. It's a pullback. You know, it happens on the way up, which is why I'm still staying patient. And again, ZBCN at the price of 10 cents during this bull run, or should I say more specifically, sometime in 2025, that wouldn't shock me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Malik the Captain. I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm a peace. Bye.